Hello everybody, this is Jennifer, and I wanted to talk about something that, an idea, a concept, a wish that I held on to for most of this relationship that I had with my covert ex-narcissist. And this thing is very dangerous, and it's called hope. And the thing is, with this kind of hope, there's no good ending, ever. And the longer you hope and wish, the further your dream goes away from your sight. So hope is the last thing to go. It's the last thing that dies. And after that, it's nothing but devastation. Yes, you will have you will be enlightened to the truth, and that is wonderful, but this truth is not some, you know, beam of light where you're filled with joy and love. It's unimaginably hard and ugly to deal with because this realization is so, the epiphany is so large and the impact so negative that it will stick with you for such a long time, these feelings. And I wish I would have let go of that hope so much sooner, because I just find myself, it's like, I would get crumbs, right? You get crumbs. And so it's like a squirrel who is chasing after these crumbs. And, they'll give them to you here and there, just enough. And then you'll run faster and faster, and they'll give you crumbs. And it'll be just slower and slower. And the faster you run, the less crumbs you get, the more you have to chase, the further you have to go until there's no crumbs left. And you're left standing there like, my God, I've been chasing crumbs. I am exhausted. There's nothing at the end of that rainbow. There's nothing. There's no gold. There's nothing. And that's a hard concept to deal with. And I had hope because there are things that I did not want to face. And these things all revolve around fear. That's it, fear. Fear of being alone, fear of starting over, fear of accepting the fact that I have spent years with this person and I have invested so much in this person already. And I didn't want to go through that again. And I would have to admit that it was all a lie. And that is the most difficult, that it was all a lie. This is a lot of energy. This is love. This is your heart. Everything you had. And that's what I did. And it's not even like, in a normal relationship, there might be cheating and you break up, and that's horrible too, but there's nothing normal about this because this person never cared about you to begin with. From the beginning of the relationship, you were a target, and they use you up for everything you got. And when you think you have nothing left, there is more, and they take that. And then when there's absolutely nothing left of you, you're dropped. And this is the pattern. And as much research as I've done, as many things I've read, articles, magazines, doctors, that I've heard speak about this, I've never heard of these types of relationships. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never heard of them ending out well. There's no happily ever after in these things. In these situations, there's nothing but darkness at the end. And the only thing that you could do in these situations is to get the hell out. And I want to say, like, well, and then this will happen. I want to say that some good things will happen during the relationship, that you're going to get closure, and that maybe your person, this manipulator, he'll be sorry, or he'll realize what he has done. And some people, they get that, even if it's disingenuous. You get that in some way, even if it's fake. I didn't get that at all. Mine played his part up till the end. Actually, his his best work came out at the end. And I see now is because I was already depleted out of everything. There was nothing for me to take. I mean, there was already all my finances, my mind, psychological. I was so messed up. I couldn't know anyway. But yeah, I mean, there was no use for him, and it was just like that, done, done. And to accept the fact that there is no recourse for this, there is no, I mean, there's just absolutely nothing, any punishment of any sort. There is absolutely no closure in these things, and this is just how it happens. Um, so, any hope you have, I just hope if you're in this type of situation, and I really think that people who have experienced this type of abuse would understand that the importance of letting go of that hope. Because I think if you look back at the relationship and the pattern, you'll see that a trend, which is more, you're giving more, 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 and then and this person just takes and takes and takes. And then for some reason, you just give more and more. And that's what I did. I mean, I turned into a person. I mean, it is embarrassing and for me to admit these things, but I did so much progressively more. The more I was ignored, the more I was treated poorly, set aside, belittled, the more I did. And it makes no sense, but this is what happened. I mean, I'm not domestic at all, but I would make him muffins and cornbread from scratch and present it to him. And I would be excited to give it to him and, to wonder if he would like it. And mind you, I don't like eating that kind of stuff. I just don't like it. But I did it. And I went out of my way to make these things for him and cook him dinner and make it presentable. I was not a housewife. I, you know, there was no bonus in it for me at all, but I chose to do these things, unfortunately. And it disgusts me now, even now, to think about it, because I'm like, my God, I'm surprised I didn't like wash his feet with my hair. I mean, it's so unlike me. And I would think I was chasing after that little bit. Okay, maybe this time, maybe something's going to happen. He's going to know, he's going to realize, and I might get a thank you, and that's about it. That's about it. That's about it. But the more I stayed and the more I hoped, the further my dream was. It was just never going to happen. And I had to face that fear. Being alone, I was worried about it. I was already alone. That's it. I was alone. In fact, I was more alone with him than I was by myself. I should have been alone. I didn't want to face the years I wasted, everything I did. That I have no response to other than it happened. And you have to accept that, because at some point I was just lying to myself and hanging on with like cheese string to something that was never going to happen, and I knew that, and the longer I hung on, the worse it got. And there's no choice. There's no other option than to just let that go. It happened. You can be pissed about it, because it's fucked up, and I know that. But you have to just know that that is the way it is, and there's nothing you can do. And that's where it starts, when you let go. And that's the hardest, when you're actually done. And there will be relief, but the baggage, everything that you withheld, that I withheld, the pain, the sadness, the loneliness, the fear, the thought that I was actually losing my mind, to the point where I thought I was scared, okay? I thought, my God, I don't have health insurance. Like, what am I going to do? I hadn't even diagnosed myself really yet. I was researching, but I thought, if I find out what this problem is, how am I going to get assistance with no insurance? And I seriously did worry about this. So I guess what I have to say is, kill that hope. Whatever sadness you feel now, whatever suffering you feel right now, there's no up from where you are. And the only place to start is by starting over and beginning and starting with yourself, the authentic self, your authentic self. And that's the only way. Thank you.